My name is Wilson Kafisenya, and welcome to the African Leadership Series. Hello, welcome to the African Leadership Series, a platform to tackle the big issues affecting this amazing continent called Africa. Africa is said to be the youngest continent in the whole world, meaning that we have the highest population of young people residing on the whole globe living in Africa. This could be a challenge, but it could also be an opportunity. On this platform, we look at all the issues affecting this huge population of young people, from education to economic development to sometimes politics and governance, to all these critical issues. And we sit down with the experts and all the right people to dissect, not only to discuss the problems, but also to bring out solutions for you and I to build a better Africa. My name is Wilson Kafisenya, and welcome to the African Leadership Series. All right, so you are welcome to this first episode. And on this episode, we are going to be having a 3 series for this first episode. And this series, we are looking at economic development and industrialization. And what we will do is to tackle this topic from the perspective of Africa as a continent, Ghana as a country, and then we'll zoom into an amazing region in Ghana called the Volta region. I'm talking about the Volta region because of the experts I have. So for this episode, I have an amazing guest. Now, he is a development expert and very, very passionate about this continent, this country, and his region. And we want to dissect and look at the challenges we face as a continent in terms of our economic development trajectory. We also want to look at the country called Ghana, the amazing opportunities here, and why we are where we are, and what I think or we think we should do to be able to bring the needed transformation. Then again, I said we'll zoom into the Volta region. I'm a Voltarian, he's also a Voltarian, and we want to look at that beautiful, amazing region, which is located on the east side of Ghana. Somehow I call it's somehow neglected, but it is one of the places, or perhaps the untapped region of this whole country. And that is what we will be discussing today. So if you are interested in the continent's development, if you are interested in Ghana's economic development, and you want to listen to some ideas, this is the podcast for you. And I'm excited to introduce my very good friend, my Legon alumnus. So we all went to the University of Ghana, the only university of Ghana, University of Ghana, Legon, and he is no other person than Mr. Joel Deg.
Yeah, thank you very much, Wilson. It's been a while.
Yes,
I hope all is fine.
Very fine, great. Very fine. Great. So we are going to have a conversation, and this is a conversation we want us to have. And we are going to talk about this amazing continent, why we are where we are as a people, and what do you think that we should be doing that we are not doing as a continent, as a country, and as a region. Yeah. So maybe just introduce yourself for us, for our audience a little bit. Then we'll zoom straight into the subject.
Thank you, Wilson. An opportunity to be here on this great platform, African Leadership Series. You touched on the introduction already, but let me just add something small. My name is Joel Deg. I'm a trained development consultant. I'm also into entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship education. I'm into tourism and destination management. Yeah, so I've been an old teacher for over 10 years. And later on, I moved into private business, which I still run till date. So I'm into tourism, tour guiding, and tour operating. But my passion is about development of the self, development of communities, development of regions, development of countries, and development of our great continent, Africa, as you call it. So basically, I'm based in Qatar, where I operate from, and I do go about the country on seminars, conferences, workshop, travel, tours, and tourism promotion as a whole.
Okay.
So basically, that's what I do as a young man growing now.
Now, let's zoom straight into the subject of economic development in Africa.
Yeah.
Is Africa developing at the pace that it should?
This question will be answered by yes and no. Yes, Africa is developing because the latest indicators are showing that on the economic front, like inflation, GDP growth, national indicators, and probably trade. There is an impetus being seen in the last 2-3 decades. But no, because when you compare Africa to Asia in the past 50 years, let's just consider the past 50 years, 70s to date, you realize that Asia has taken the lead over Africa. Though, according to economic indicators, most African countries were better in terms of economic development in the 60s, 70s than most Asian countries.
Exactly.
But we have seen the reverse happening in the last 2-3 decades. So, no, Africa is not developing compared to its Asian peers who have taken the lead: China, India, Bangladesh, Taiwan, South Korea,
Guatemala. Some
Guatemala. We come to that's Latin America, like Brazil, Guatemala, Bolivia, Argentina.
Exactly.
And those
Vietnam,
who have
that's the name I wanted.
Vietnam and Sri Lanka.
Vietnam, that we used to know for war.
That is the Ho Chi Minh.
We used to watch the war movies. The Americans invading
the Vietnamese war
and the rest. But Vietnam has become a place for industrialization. People go there to manufacture a lot of
manufacture things. And also agriculture and fisheries. So if you compare these indicators from these two regions, the African regions and the Asian regions, you realize that there's much to be done on the African continent.
What to you is the problem?
The problem is of multiple sides. Okay. Now, when we look at production, for example, Africa is predominantly agrarian. Our economy revolves around agriculture. And this agriculture has not been driven by value addition. So Africa is just a great producer of raw materials: timber, coffee, cashew, cocoa, coffee, palm, or if you come to minerals, gold, diamond, manganese, bauxite, and recently oil and gas. We produce all these things, ship it to other economies, which add value, and bring it back to us as finished product at more. The minimum is between 7 to 10 times the cost of raw materials. So a country behaving like that for 50 years, 60 years has lost on the development trajectory. So that's why today, just relying on export of raw material hasn't helped Africa all these 50 past years in modern times.
Why are we not changing? Because the textbooks are there. We have seen how adding value to raw materials have transformed nations. We've seen how Malaysia was transformed just with the palm industry. And I don't think they had the palm nut fruits. We had it in Ghana. but they have added value to the palm nut fruit, and they have built an economy around that. Why are we not able to just do what others are doing? What is the problem? Is it governance? Is it leadership? Is it our educational system? Where is the problem?
Yeah, I think you have answered in one way or the other, and technically it's about leadership. That's where zero everything down. You see, Malaysia in 1957, that is about August, got independence in the same year. And as you mentioned, today Malaysia is #1 exporter of palm oil, more than Malaysia, more than Indonesia.
Yeah.
Though Indonesia has a large palm farm,
Industry.
palm plantation, but the finished product, palm oil, is Malaysia that is topping.
Okay.
The last time I checked, they were hitting over $20 billion in export.
Well, annually.
Annually. So, but history also tells us that the first plantations that were done in Malaysia were done with seedlings from Ghana and Nigeria.
Exactly.
And most of the workers, plantation workers, that began the plantation in Malaysia were laborers from Ghana and Nigeria predominantly.
Exactly.
So 50 years down the line, they have developed a whole industry around the palm tree.
Yeah.
That is the entire value chain.
Yeah.
Now, when you come to Ghana, today, most of the palm plantation in Ghana are even lost. They have become old and dead and gone. Now, I remember some years ago, the largest producer of palm products, that is Unilever, soap, vegetable oil, they ran short of palm oil and needed to import from Cote d'Ivoire and Benin Republic. A sign that we have missed some things along the line. Now, not only that, when you talk about why have you not developed or copied the model, it also boils down to leadership. You know what our founding father did, Kwame Nkrumah? He's established all these factories and industries in various sectors. Leather, glass, manufacturing, that is even tires, lorry tires, garments, production of alcoholic, the Gihok. Virtually.
Manufacturing everything.
Yes, but after the 1966 coup, we haven't seen any deliberate attempt to industrialize again until we came around in 1983, where the structural adjustment came with its divestiture implementation program. And then we sold most of these
state-owned
to individuals. And from that time till now, there has not been any deliberate drive to industrialize. And once we haven't industrialized, adding value to the raw materials becomes difficult. And that's why we think, exporting them raw at least could give us something rather than what? Having them, to get rotten here. So that has been our bane all these decades.
It's leadership, the kind of leadership. They are thought pattern.
They are vision for the socio-economic development of the country. Hasn't been anything transformational apart from just following some script written from 17, 18, 25 floors in New York and brought down to us. It hasn't helped. We could go into history. I mentioned one, the structural adjustment program. It couldn't work. The economic recovery program didn't work. Poverty reduction strategy 1 and 2 didn't work. We went to HIPIC. It didn't work. I think recently we were talking about NEPAD and some of these things. They haven't helped us.
And the truth is that everything you are talking about, though, is Ghana related, but it happened in almost
countries in Africa because the script is coming from the Bretton Woods institutions, World Bank, IMF,
IMF.
with their daughter or son,
Yeah.
IFC, International Finance Corporation. And now they have the MIGA, Multilateral Investment Group, something also.
Yeah.
So basically, these are dictates that are coming from external bodies that do not look at the
real issues
on the ground affecting our development growth.
So our leaders, would you also believe the school of thought that the numerous military coup d'etats also affected the continent's economic development?
Yeah, I will accept that. There's a gamut of literature on that. That when a country is progressing very well, GDP growing, when there's a coup d'etat, it's between 3 to 5% reverse.
Can we say that with what is happening in Burkina Faso?
No, we may be narrowing to that.
Yeah.
Look at the scenario. 1966 coup, reverse all the gains from the 9 years of Kwame Nkrumah's disease. Okay, from 66, 69 we have another coup. Then 72 we have another coup. 74 we had another coup, and 79 we have another coup, and 81 we have another coup. Basically, some 6 coups occur in Ghana's trajectory.
Short frame.
Just is basically some 24 years we have had about 6 coups. So if you divide it, basically every 4-6 years we have a coup. So that has also reversed our growth to some extent.
Not, and I'm using Traore, right?
Yeah.
Example, because I think it is not the coup in itself. It's the personnel that led the coup.
Yeah.
Because he has also shown that military leadership could still bring transformation.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily that democratic leadership will bring us transformation.
Yeah.
And I think we made this conversation earlier on today why a country like Rwanda is experiencing some high level of economic
development
because of the type of leadership they have. Yeah. Not the multi-party democratic type of leadership.
Yeah.
Some people call him a dictator, Paul Kagame.
But
he is working.
He's a benevolent dictator.
Okay.
The same with Lee Kuan Yew. I think we have 7 benevolent dictators across the world.
Okay.
Yeah. They were looking for the good of the people, but with iron hands.
Okay.
Iron hand, not to harm the people.
So you call them benevolent
dictators. Okay. The dictatorship is for the good of the people. Yeah. So the 2 examples, one in Africa is Rwanda, and Paul Kagame did one. I think Suharto also did it in Indonesia. Now, when we come to, you were doing an analogy between the coup, linking it to Burkina Faso. You know, they have learned their lessons. So when they came with their coup, it's not a coup that is still under the dictates of the West.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. So, you know, our people did a coup. They say no loan for you. Then you fall back into line, and they quickly push you to return the country to either multi-party or to democracy. But what is happening?
This is a coup that was small.
Yeah.
I'll call it a homegrown
coup, and a coup that has severed itself from all the colonial links and the rest. They are ready to suffer, but the people also know that it's for their good. Yeah. So these old colonial ties that did not help, they are trying to break away from it. So that's what we are seeing around the AES, as they call themselves. Alliance of Sahel countries. Now, when we come back to Africa generally, you realize that we lack state crafting and state building strategy. We do a lot of things on trial and error. But when you look at countries like Singapore, for example, they adopted Malaysia, what you call the National Development Plan.
Okay.
A document that is all sector encompassing. Then it has a short term, and it is legally bound.
Yeah. Okay.
There is a law backing the document.
Mhm.
So Malaysia is about the 13th or the 14th 4 years development plan since independence. Around 70,
Okay.
they started implementing a 4-year development plan. And when I read some of their documents, I come back home and say, when are we going to have Ghana's national development plan? I know there were a lot of attempts. And they copied this from our Kwame Nkrumah 7-year development plan.
I think we still have a national development plan. I don't know the year we've given to it. There was one 2020.
No,
20.
The last one we saw
50,
was what the 40 years that was broken down into 4 years, 10 times.
Okay.
That was 2016, before 2017, when we are left with about 40 years to reach Ghana at 100. And that was the year before John Mahama left office the first time.
Okay.
Yeah. So there was that 40 years development plan, I think led by Nimoy Thompson who was the chairman or so, or the director of the commission then.
I think he's still.
Now he's back.
He's back.
Yeah, he's back. So after that, I think.
But is that concept feasible?
It's feasible.
Looking at the kind of politics and kind of multi-party democracy we practice outside of the world, is it possible to get all political parties focusing on this national development plan?
Yeah.
I've forgotten, but I think the former president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo made a statement about this, how it would be difficult for you to tie down the political parties to just that single vision.
Okay.
And I believe that is the bane of Africa. Forgive me, but I believe multi-party democracy is our challenge. Multi-party democracy is not a bad thing in itself.
Yeah.
However, I'm yet to see any country in history that is developing and whilst developing, practice multi-party democracy.
Yeah.
Most countries at the stage of developing had benevolent dictators
at the helm of affairs.
Or had kings and queens, a royal family at the helm of affairs that galvanized the whole nation on one vision, one agenda for a certain long period of time.
Yeah.
But this multi-party 4 years retainership, 4-year concept, I think it's not going to take us anywhere.
Yeah, you are right. You are right in saying that, because we haven't seen, especially in Africa, any country practicing this through democracy, 2 terms, change of government, handing over, and pursuing a common development agenda. Each one comes with the content of their manifesto. Each one comes and because of continuity, stops a lot of projects that a previous government has started. We have all seen this. But anybody telling me as a development consultant that a national development plan is not good for us, these are deceivers. I know 17 countries that have practiced this for the past 30 to 50 years, whose economic development has been on a steady growth than what we have done. Growth, decline, all along, reversing. No. Now, I spoke about Malaysia, Singapore does it, South Korea does it, Liberia started about 2 decades ago. Benin just launched, Benin did it twice already, and launched their long-term one, Agenda 2060.
Benin is also a very good example.
Yeah. The past 20 years since President Yayi Boni came in 2011 or so, till date, it's been a steady growth. Now, the issue about people saying that the National Development Plan will tie a party down is neither here nor there. If we really want to look into our face and tell us the truth, this is the issue. It's called a National Development Plan. They bring on board various parties, academia, technical and financial funders, supporters, EU, European Union, UNDP, GIZ, UNIDO. All these people come and offer their thought. All the parties come together. You bring in how do we want this country to be?
You see, we are so polarized.
Polarized. That is the issue.
That because it is. Let me use Ghana for example.
Good.
Because it is NDC. Or NPP government that is organizing it. Then that agenda is not national.
It's not national. That's the issue.
That is the issue.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying that it's not the National Development Plan as a development tool which has problem. It's we, our local or national organization around the party level, because this is the party in power and is pushing for the National Development Plan. Then the other party looks at it as it's their own party agenda. They just want to do some cosmetic thing to invite us. No.
Exactly.
But when I studied that of Malaysia, the 12th one was when COVID came. They were about to launch it when COVID came. So they held it on until after COVID when they launched it.
Okay.
Yeah. That was their 12th four-year development, national development plan.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, we can do the National Development Plan and succeed. Now, there was an issue we were discussing earlier, whether leadership or governance.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring in the issue of education. Has it also played a role in Africa's speed of development?
Yes, it has. The education produces the human resource of a country.
Okay.
The 17, 18 years that we keep children in that system called formal education produces what they have in their head. It is basic.
Yeah.
So the type of education we give our children, our youth, will determine the direction of development of the country. Yeah. So knowing this, countries like Rwanda, we cited it earlier, in 2008, he switched from a francophone country to an anglophone country and developed an anglophone system of education, but not based on what the British left behind. He set up a team, a national team. They went around the globe and looked at the best practice from Scandinavian countries, from America, from Australia, and blend them together in. You see what happened in just 2 decades in Rwanda? A transformation change, the human resource. Now they are having agenda Rwanda 2050. And the core objective is that no Rwandese would love to leave Rwanda for any other country on the planet Earth.
Exactly.
They want to make the country in such a way like what you call the Denmark or the Norway of Europe. Norway, nobody wants to leave. Finland, nobody wants to leave. Sweden, nobody wants to leave. So that's the country they want to build by 2050. And they have you can Google it, the Rwanda 2050 agenda, after they finish the Rwanda 2020 agenda. So basically, education plays a significant role in the national development. When we consider Singapore, for example, the type of education they gave their children is unique. That's where all this international assessment, PISA, TIMSS, PEAR, this international student assessment, they come on top, either in Singapore or Finland or Macau in China. These are the 3 countries. Because of what they produce. Their children are able to think fast, think outside the box, think solution, think critically, think creatively. So these are what we are lacking in our system.
The education is structured to solve problems.
Problem solving, solution-oriented type of education.
Not the grammar.
Oh, not the grammar, the theory, the book long, the argumentative. No, these are things. What do I create? And Just recently, I think 3 days ago, I saw a video about Traore telling students in one of the universities in Burkina, I think Sanaga in the north, that especially the PhD, your PhD will be linked now to an invention, else you won't obtain it. That's what he was telling.
Not what we have in. I don't want to mention as other African countries where it is paper, writing lots of theories.
Yeah, no, he said no. He doesn't want anything like that. He want you to produce something concrete, an invention, okay, an innovation, a solution.
So, some years ago, I visited Ho Technical University, the marketing department, and I was having a chat with the HOD, and his office was filled with the thesis of old students, and they were all booklets, plenty booklets stacked in his office, and those were the project works, right, of the students, and none of them, and most of these project works were just written works.
Yeah, written work.
So I was asking that, so a marketing department of a technical university in the whole area, and attach final year students to these SMEs, tax them. Your project work should be
a
solution, a marketing solution to a small business, and help the small business to grow in your final year. And then your project presentation should be the project, what you have done to ensure that that SME has grown over the course of the year, what you have done using all the marketing platforms, all the marketing systems, and all those things. That should be the way to determine whether somebody has learned or not. Not the paid paperwork we do in our side of the world.
You are right. And I think Massachusetts as the #1 university on the planet Earth. Every student produces something as a physical, concrete, in addition to your thesis. You convert it into something. And that's what China copied. And for the past, from 79, 80 thereabout till date, Chinese university produce things that are prototypes, that industry speak, and develop it, multiply it into some of these things we see around as solutions. So basically, our educational system needs to be reviewed. You know, this issue of the STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics is coming in. It's just a new approach, something we just, how will I say, we just embrace it, and then everything we label it STEM. STEM is science, technology, engineering. You must produce something concrete, a solution, a small device. That is helping something. Okay, the transformation things. How do we transform cassava? How do we transform cocoyam? How do we transform cashew into something? You know, you need to produce something like that. So this is the way China went, and before we realize, China has become an industrial giant to the amazement of all, and which is now a threat to even some of the old traditional economies. So basically, I believe African countries must start looking at the educational system that is solution-based rather than theory and grammar and
But who is going to create that change? Because
it's about leadership.
The leaders in our educational system are the professors who are so fixated with their papers and qualifications.
So somebody must start calling the bluff of that. You know, it's basic. It's basic. Chinese have done it,
and we are so excited with papers, qualifications. I'm a PhD, and we are our leaders. I don't know how this is going to change, but it's going to change.
My brother, it's going to change. When you go to Latin America, Brazil, Bolivia, you know, Argentina, these are emerging economies in Latin America. They also started from somewhere. So Africa must also start from somewhere. We cited the example of Rwanda, and I just mentioned Benin Republic, who is now talking about polytechnics education for that quality middle power, middle management.
Yeah, but we have transformed our polytechnics into,
which was a bad decision, my brother. I will answer you straight. It's a bad decision.
Why?
All over the world, we have technical polytechnics. China has polytechnics. South Korea has polytechnics. They produce that middle income.
So it means it was
the middle
it's
labor.
just another platform to celebrate paper, to celebrate academic laurels.
Yeah,
and so that's what we celebrate.
And because of that, people are not ready. Industry is no longer ready to even take BS science as against HND science.
Yeah.
So they are you apply with BSc because you went to a technical university, you produce a written, but somebody who did HND are now being taken, and we are also phasing the HND out of the system.
So everybody wants to go to do BTech.
No,
they call it BTech.
No, you see, an industry will take an HND and technical HND than a bachelor HND. But because we are phasing it out, so they are also no longer there. And therefore, industries are now suffering to get the middle manpower that they need for. And when you say technical, they are the people on the floor, the factories, the industries, the machinery, the technical aspect of the. They are there. Yeah. They are not in the office administrators.
And if you go to the construction
industry, they are there. Mining, they are there.
Working, doing the work.
Drilling, they are there.
And a lot of our youth are getting into the fixation of degree.
No.
And somebody finishes a first degree, has no job experience, is unemployed for a while. And the solution to their unemployment is to go and do masters.
Yeah. And after masters, you get on your PhD, you finish your PhD, you become a lecturer. Yeah.
And that is the challenge we have.
Yeah.
And look, I think that it's going to take a lot of overhaul, like a complete overhaul of the system for us to find solution to this thing in Africa.
Yeah.
Because, look, let me give an example as we conclude this conversation on Africa. So you go to our universities, especially even our engineering departments, and departments that could be churning out manpower that will solve solution. Most of these departments, when you go there, the best students are sometimes encouraged by their lecturers
to continue
and become TAs.
Yeah.
The TA means that go and do, after that you are convinced to go and do your MA.
Yeah.
After that you are asked that, oh, you have to lecture, you are good. It means that we want our best engineers, best graduates to become lecturers without any field work, any practical experience. And the cycle continues. So we have lecturers who have absolutely no idea what industry is, how industry functions, what is really needed. And they are the ones lecturing our children, lecturing the future of this continent. Yeah. And to me, that is what breaks my heart. Because you go around this beautiful continent and you look at the engineering challenges we have. Yeah. And you ask yourself, where are the numerous engineers that we are churning out every day? Yeah. Where are they? Are they in the offices? Why are they not finding solutions to the challenges that we have? Our engineers even being taught to be entrepreneurial, to start something, to do something. Or the pursuit is also for me to finish and become a lecturer and also to teach. I think that is a challenge.
A great challenge, of course. You know, Africa produces about 10 million young men annually from our universities, all levels. Probably certificate, diploma, degree, masters. There are 10 million of them.
Wow.
And I tell you, less than 10% of that get into public work. Most of them become unemployed. That's why the unemployment rate in Africa is high.
It's high.
Yeah, so as you have mentioned, the engineering problem of Africa is high, either road construction, real estate, marine engineering, or even mechanical engineering,
all the
electronic engineering, telecommunication engineering, or petrochemical engineering. All these things are lacking.
Yeah.
So when you look into these sectors, you see foreigners.
Yeah.
The Indians are there, the Pakistanis are there, the Chinese are there, and most of our construction work, you see foreigners, having the lead. So what you are saying is right, and I think that's what you said. We need an overhauling of the entire system, and it's going to take a leader, a bold leader.
Yeah.
Of course, somebody must show boldness.
Do you see any of that kind of bold leadership on this continent?
Yes, I can mention a few things. The king of Morocco. You've been hearing about Morocco.
I think Morocco is doing amazing.
Amazing, Rabat. Yeah, that is King. I forgot the name. Yeah, you know him.
He's doing very well. It's translating even in their sports.
Yeah, then you move to the president of current Egypt. I don't get the name of it.
Yes.
But when you see the amazing thing they are doing solar installation, a new city, big build off the ground. Yeah, you know that. Go to Ethiopia, for example. Is it Abiy? That young man, Abiy, Prime Minister. Another amazing leader down there. You come to Benin recently. Road construction, real estate, and
transforming the whole. Cotonou is now
not only Cotonou. You go to Calavi, you go to Porto Novo, you see the transformation. Some people are bringing in.
Paul Kagame.
Paul Kagame in Rwanda is doing amazingly. So basically, we see some of these things trying to come up on the continent.
So the story is not that bleak.
No, it's not that bleak. Well, if you are a watcher of Africa, you see that there are pockets of real success and real development happening around.
And I can see some of our old dictators who are passing on, and some of the young guys taking over, also trying to take a new
direction.
Of
a lot of lessons have been learned, and we can keep on going the same way and doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So basically, there's hope coming, because I think yesterday they brought the presidential age to 35, which you are overqualified to. So I love that. So they want the young men to also aspire for the #1 position in the country. We have said it over and over. But you see the old folks, they will tell you that, president should be an old person, should experience. And I tell you, I have found 19-year guys, 22-year guys. They may not have the experience of the 65, 70, but they are experienced. And Traore, 36 years, when he came to power.
Doing amazing
things. So these are some of the things. The Beninois president now, I think 49. The new president in Benin. So he came as a finance minister and did amazingly. So some of these stories are emerging on the continent. And one of the things I see is Nigeria is our powerhouse.
But they are not our big brother. They are our small brother.
If Nigeria get the right leadership,
that country,
that country will be the big brother to the 53 or 54 other countries.
I share in that. I always tell people that Nigeria potentially could be the United States
of Africa.
Because it's a country that has huge potential. They have the numbers, and
we have the resources.
With the right leadership, that country should be the place of opportunity. The way people go to
Europe, to America,
US, and say it's the land of opportunities.
The American dreams. You could have the African dreams in Nigeria.
So Nigeria could be one. And as I'm excited when you said there are pockets of light. There are pockets of success stories coming. So it's not all that bleak for the country.
Not at all. We'll
zoom straight into Ghana. But like we have just shared, the story for Africa is not absolutely bleak. There are pockets of lights that are resonating, that are springing up from country to country. I don't know about your country, but I pray that most countries will begin to see the light of development and also join this train of transforming this land.
Yeah.
And I said from in my intro that Africa has presently the youngest population of young people across the world. In the year 2050, Africa's young population will double. That is both an opportunity and a challenge.
The demographic dividend, as we call it.
It's an opportunity because we will have the workforce to be able to do a lot of things for this world. But it's also a challenge because this workforce, if not well channeled, that energy could become destructive. And we have already seen pockets of it across countries where young people's energy are being used for the wrong reason, for the wrong things. But we keep talking positive, we keep believing. This is the continent to be in. This is the place for opportunity. And I pray that our leaders will begin to see that young people want change. And I'm excited with some of the things we do at the African Entrepreneurship Academy, where we are trying to invest, where we are trying to transform people who desire to start their own businesses and do amazing things. So join me. We want to take a quick break. When we come back, we will zoom straight into this country called Ghana. Thank you.